For many years now, Mongraal has been a staple in Fortnite.
Sing, 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 sing!
In this video, we're going to talk through how you can play like Mongraal and fight like Mongraal and potentially be as good as Mongraal. So let's jump right into the first clip of Mongraal.
Oh.
So there are two main takeaways from this clip: speed and piece control. Everything Mongraal does is always one step ahead of his opponent, and the reason he can always be one step ahead is because of his speed. Take a look at what he does when he approaches this fight. The first thing he does is he runs towards his opponent when he's hitting for high damage, and then he just puts every piece he can around him. He puts a cone, he puts a wall, and he just stops his opponent from going anywhere. So that's the first takeaway that you need to get from this clip, is when you approach an opponent, you need to make sure that you try and get every piece around your opponent. That's exactly what Mongraal's thinking. As soon as he comes up to this player, he puts a wall, he puts a cone, he edits that wall, he edits another wall, and then he chucks a cone in the box. And that way, basically every piece around his opponent and himself is his. He's in control of the fight, he's in control of the situation. That's exactly what you need to be thinking when you approach every single fight you go into. But there's also the main takeaway from this video, and that is that to be like Mongraal and to play like Mongraal, you need to make sure that your mechanics are totally up to scratch. So you need to make sure that you're practicing free building every single day, you're practicing your editing, whether that be editing courses or free building, that's totally up to you, that you have to be fast. And to get fast, you've got to be practicing in creative. Mongraal didn't just wake up and suddenly have these skills. He's put hours and hours of practice in creative maps, which you should do as well. I'll link a couple of good maps in the description, so make sure you check those out. So the next clip is from the endgame in the FNCS, and Mongraal does actually end up dying at the end of this clip. But the reason why I wanted to put this clip in there is because there is still a lot to learn, even though he goes down at the end.
Could go in that shot maybe, I'll follow you.
No!
So let's run through this clip a little slower. So as you can see here, the first thing that he does so well is character position. So he's making sure that he's using his right hand peek everywhere he goes. Every wall he breaks, he uses his right hand peek. As you'll see here, as he comes up to this wall, he again right hand peeks around the corner, has a look, assesses the situation. Every time he's running through these walls, he's assessing what's around him, where he can go. He then crouches under these steps, again using that right hand peek. If anyone tries to edit on him, he has the advantage because his character has the right hand peek. He then breaks through this wall, and this is where he does something really, really good that anyone can learn from. He quickly builds the wall here, but look at the way when he edits out of that wall, he has his pump right on the person's head. And that's something that a lot of people don't do, is when they edit out of somewhere, they put their pump down or they look to the floor. If you come out and actually you're already aiming up or at head level, it means you've just got an easy shot to just hit someone for 170 or even 200 if you have a gold pump and finish off the kill straight away. And that's what I like about this clip most, is the way that he holds his crosshair. It's all about the crosshair positioning when getting those big shots. When you're editing out of places, you need to make sure that you're trying to aim at people's heads even before they're even there. So watching Mongraal has been really good and useful because we can see the little things that he does in-game which separates him from being an above average player to being a professional, and the reasons why Mongraal is so good and is one of the best players in this game. However, we also need to look at the ways he's managed to become the player he is, because it's not like overnight you can watch Mongraal, you can see everything Mongraal does and you can just do it, because no one can without practicing. And we want to look at the ways that Mongraal actually practices. So I've taken this next clip from a stream, and he was playing Turtle Wars, and this actually occurred to me that this is such a good way to practice Fortnite, is playing things like Turtle Wars, playing things like Zone Wars. These are probably actually the #1 ways that you can actually practice, because when you jump into Arena, there is so much of the game wasted, so much of the game where you're looking for players. When you're playing Turtle Wars and Zone Wars, you literally can just fight people constantly. And whilst, yes, Arena does work on other things, like finding people, like getting materials, and all of that sort of stuff, you really need to become the best fighter you possibly can be. I would honestly recommend to anyone to just constantly grind out these Turtle Wars and Zone Wars maps, literally for maybe a month or 2 months straight, and just become the best possible fighter, because once you're the best fighter, everything else can then come with it, and you can manage to get yourself refreshes, and all sorts of things will come along with being a good fighter. So first and foremost, practice in creative, Turtle Wars, Zone Wars, and then move on to grinding arena. Okay, let's jump straight into the final clip from Mongraal, and I'll break it down after this.
Let's go.
Okay, so this clip is nothing insane, nothing crazy. It just seems like a simple kill, but there's still so much that you can actually learn from this. So let's jump straight into it and actually analyze this in slow motion. Okay, so the first thing that happens here is Mongraal's stuck in this person's box, but what he does so well is he's really aware of his surroundings. He manages to move himself back, build a wall because he knows there's not a wall there already, and now he's in the ascendancy again. He then is really aggressive and tries to get in on this player quickly. The reason for that is because he's got such good aim. He knows if he jumps into this person's box, he's probably going to hit him for a big pump like he does here. But what's so impressive about this part of the clip is just the patience. He waits on top. Once after spraying initially, he just stops. He waits for the opponent to get impatient, to make a move, and once the opponent makes that move, Mongraal's ready just to pump him in the face. He's literally already waiting with his aim on the person's head. And that's something you can learn from, is always make sure that you're ready for your opponent to make the move. Sometimes it's better to be patient, let them make the move, and don't make the move yourself. And then in this clip's kind of simple, but what he does well here is just trying to claim everything. Even though he doesn't actually box up the opponent, by claiming each wall and each cone, he gives himself that opportunity to perhaps box the opponent. And it also just means that he'll be in the ascendancy if the opponent ever goes in that area of the fight. So all that you can get really is a few wasted mats, so you might as well just be building cones and walls everywhere, because why not? Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. It supports me so much. And if you want to support me even more, then please make sure that you click the subscribe button down below. Please make sure that you leave a like. Appreciate all the support. I'm back on YouTube now. It's been a while. It's been about a month I've been away, but I'm back and going to be grinding every single week. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.